Today I'm in Thorpe Park. To understand this park you need to think about Alton Towers, then remove all the kiddie things. You don't need them here because you got Legoland just 10 minutes driving from here. And then remove the annoying limit that Alton Tower has to stay below the tree lines. In this park you can go high, really high. Yeah, and that's really high. This is part of a Merlin trio around London. Be aware of a crowd because it tends to be really packed. In a weekday with schools open, you can do the whole park in one day and repeat the best attractions. As the other Merlin park, Legoland, takes care of the kids, this park focuses more on adrenaline, thrill, intense rides. If you are below 1 meter high, probably there is not much on offer for you. Let's start with Colossus, that used to have the world record for inversion 10 and has an amazing corkscrew section. So the ride, themed after the movie, has got a really nice theming in terms of station and queue, a really surprising pre-show or part before the chain lift. You are upside down and the ride hasn't even started. Then you got Nemesis Inferno, which is a B&M inverted coaster. It's really nicely themed. I love the outside, which is a volcano with lots of effects. The whole queue, it's around the volcano itself. The station as well, it's nicely themed, and I love the part before the chain lift when you go in an indoor tunnel with smoke and lights. I think the main issue of this coaster is that they named it Nemesis, same as the masterpiece in Alton Tower. So everyone is kind of pushed to make a comparison, and against Nemesis in Alton Tower, it's really hard to win. Then there is Stealth, a launch coaster, let's call it a mini Kindaka if you want. Okay, the experience is pretty basic, right? You go up and then you go down and you are back to the station. But considering how high the ride is and how fast, I really enjoyed the experience. On a standalone island, you will find the Swarm, which is a winged B&M coaster. The first one in the world is in another Merlin park, Gardaland in Italy, and it's called Raptor. The theming is outstanding, done using real vehicles. The station is in an abandoned church, amazing soundtrack, and announcements that build up the story around the coaster. The station is amazingly themed, especially the control room, which is in a police caravan upside down. The particularity of this coaster is the near miss, and those one are kind of extreme. And then at the end of the chain lift, you got the inversion that makes the first drop just a different experience compared to the original prototype. In terms of water ride, I think the best one is Tidal Wave, just because the theming it's really well done, and the splash at the end is just a lot. Roomba Rapids, it's a classic ride that you can find in lots of parks. Here, the lack of theming makes the experience a bit poor. Then you got a couple of water rides that you're gonna do with inflatables, and they are kind of unusual, fun, and if you're lucky, you get completely soaked. In terms of flat rides, the offer is really interesting. They are big, powerful, intense, brutal. Clearly, they're not there just to increase the number of attractions or to balance the capacity of the whole park. They are there because they are fun to ride. They are really, really good, and Samurai, the last one in the video, is actually as good and as intense as riding a coaster. I really love the Thorpe Park's flat ride. And of course, there is a drop tower, right? As indoor attraction, you will find the Black Mirror Labyrinth, which is really high-tech and fun. Then you got Walking Dead, which is actually a rebranded existing coaster. The branding is nothing special, and the coaster experience is just lame. And then the Ghost Train, which I didn't get it, but we are gonna talk about that later on. Overall, I love Thorpe Park and I try to go as many times as I can. The lineup of attractions is intense, powerful, it's brutal. They don't need anything for kids because Legoland is just 10 minutes away, so they just end up having an offer which is perfect for thrill seekers and grown-ups. And then Project Exodus is coming as well, so we're gonna have an hyper coaster, which is gonna be the tallest one in UK, and the building works just started. What are the flops of Thorpe Park? Well, it's hard to call it a theme park because apart from the Main Street theme after Angry Birds, there is no theming at all. It looks more like a bunch of attractions in a parking lot. Then it's Merlin Classic, so they try to sell everything. They got lots of sponsors, Burger King, KFC, and all that. Then the new attraction for 2022. Yeah, okay, right. And then there is Ghost Train. I don't really get it. So it's a mix of a walking labyrinth and VR experience. Our capacity is really low. It's super long, around 20 minutes. It takes 40 operators to run it. And at the end, I didn't really like it. I don't really understand what we were trying to deliver there. Maybe it's just me. To wrap it up, Thorpe Park is one of the best theme parks in UK, so visit it and please subscribe to the channel.